What's going on? It's the Bodhi Bros. I'm Phoenix Ray.
And I'm John with a J.
And today we got another conscious conversation. So what we do is we come in, we have no idea what we're going to talk about. And what we do is we pull a oracle or tarot card and we let spirit decide the topic of conversation. What you got today, John?
I have one of my all-time, if not number one favorite deck, and that is the animal medicine cards. Here's the book.
Nice.
Here's the background. Zebra. Yeah, I love this one because it tells a nice story. All the animals in the deck are indigenous to North America. So there won't be any elephants in here, except here. Or pick another.
Kangaroos?
No kangaroos.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful messages. And that'll be our diving board, so to speak, to take off from and see where the conversation takes us. We got the lightning bolt there, matches the glasses. Cacao, little Harry Potter situation, whatever. And I've already shaken out the old, but I'll do it again because I did pull a card for myself before we started. So I should. Oh, it's drizzling outside. It's very cloudy here. I didn't expect the rain though, but there she blows. Tapping out the old.
So, even though we're using this as
yes, go ahead.
tool for conversation, you people watching, listening, you guys can use it as a reading. So this can be a reading for you. So if you have area in your life that needs clarification, ask your question now, set your intention, and this card will be for you as well.
There you go. Thank you for saying that. Forgot to mention that. Oh, it's up against the throat chakra. Lightning on
the animals.
Lightning on the throat. Ba-bow. All right.
Throat chakra.
Yeah, man. All right. Oh, I'm gonna let you help me, Ray. Too. You know, I like to pop it 3 times. None of the cards popped out. So yeah. I'm gonna let you help me here. Okay, so there's the spread. You tell me when.
Near the top. Not the very top, but near the top.
Like this side over here?
Yeah. Around in there.
So just tell me when to stop, and I will stop.
Now.
Okay, so that's it right there. Got it. And I'm gonna pull it out the way it comes. Boom. Wait, what is it?
Mountain lion.
Ooh, 17 or 1 + 7 is 8. If you're into numerology, it is mountain lion. That looks ferocious. Yeah. All right. Mountain lion. All right, here we go.
Mountain lion.
I am not familiar with this one. Might have in all the years I've had this deck. Pulled it once, maybe.
Well, that's good then. Maybe you could be.
Yeah, love that.
Something fresh.
Let me take off my reading glasses. All right. 17. Where you at? That's number 9. Butterfly. The Bodhi Bros always have butterflies surrounding us. That's 27. Dragonfly. I just went from butterfly to dragonfly. Let's find mountain lion somewhere comfortably in the middle. There's Ravenclaw. All right. Me like you a lot because the word that comes up for mountain lion is leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out my.
We haven't really talked about or touched on.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Let's see here. So there's a little poem. I'll read that first. Mountain lion, oh kingly leader of sleek feline form, touch my heart with courage, then sound the alarm, that I may lead with foresight, assurance bright and true, to carry on the spirit of the strength I see in you. All right, so that was the mountain lion poem, number 17, mountain lion. All right, now here it is, mountain lion leadership. How long is this? Oh, it's good. Yeah, not too long, not too short. Story time with John with a J. All right, Ray, so this is your opportunity to soak in the story. I'm going to read as mindfully as possible. I've got good peepers on today. I've been eating really well, so my vision is much clearer than normal. So that helps me as far as retaining the information as I'm reading, because I'm not struggling to read. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So mountain lion can be a very difficult power totem for you to have because it places you in a position to be a target for the problems of others.
Hmm.
It's a resounding theme we've talked about, you and I, at least offline, right?
Right.
You could be blamed for things going wrong or for always taking charge when others cannot. You could become the perfect justification for the insecurities of others. Mountain lion medicine involves lessons on the use of power in leadership. It is the ability to lead without insisting that others follow. It is the understanding that all beings are potential leaders in their own ways. Golf claps and poetry snaps if I could. My hands weren't full on that. The use and abuse of power in a position of influence. Oh, wait, I got ahead of myself. Did I? No, that's it. The use and abuse of power in a position of influence are part of this great cat's medicine. By observing the graceful pounce of mountain lion, you will learn how to balance power, intention, physical strength, and grace. This relates in human terms to the balance of body, mind, and spirit. The giant feline never wastes anything. It only kills what it needs for survival. The female lion is the hunter who graces her table in a style akin to mother energy. If mountain lion has come into your dreams, it is time to stand on your own convictions and lead yourself where your heart takes you. Others may choose to follow, and the lessons will multiply. If you have pulled the card of mountain lion, you may be asked to review the purpose behind your personal beliefs. You may need to discover whether or not your plans include a pride of cubs wanting to be like you or to share in your dreams. If you are already a leader, the question may be whether or not the time has come to push the cubs out of the cave. If you are aligned with cat medicine, you are considered to be king of the mountain and never allowed to be human or vulnerable. Oh, the pitfalls are many, but the rewards are great. All right, one last paragraph. Here we go, Ray. I'm taking it home. I'm rounding third, bro. In assuming the place of power that mountain lion affords, you must constantly be aware of keeping peace. However, you can never make everyone happy unless you lie to yourself or others. This is human nature. Therefore, the first responsibility of leadership is to tell the truth. More golf claps and poetry snaps there. Know it and live it, and your example will filter down to the tiniest cub in the pride. Responsibility, italicized, is no more than the italicized ability to respond to any situation. I'll repeat, responsibility is no more than the ability to respond to any situation. Panic is not part of this sacred medicine.
Wow. Wow. What a reading that was.
Woo!
Man. I think what was important is one little part that you said, and it said something about lead with the heart. And I think that's a lot of times as leaders or someone in a position of leadership is sometimes we depend too much on mind, on the rational mind, on the analytical mind, which is a great tool. Analytical mind is a great tool, but they say the mind is a great servant, but a lousy master. So who the master is, the master comes from the heart. You have to have that alignment with the heart being open. Because if the heart's closed, and there's a lot of leaders who we see that make decisions in politics or whatever, workplace, anywhere, and they try to justify, they analyze, but they don't take into consideration of other people's happiness, other people's spirits, the well-being of all people, or they try to, but it doesn't come across right, because if you're closed off here in the heart, And when the heart is open, all those people that you're affecting with your decision, everyone's going to be affected by your decision because you're the leader, and it's going to create a ripple effect. So it's really important to have your heart open and lead with that heart. Not neglect the mind, use the mind as the tool to analyze the analytical mind, because that way you're going to take into consideration of everyone's well-being, and you're not going to be creating more suffering for people. Because when the heart's close to you may think that, like, well, I'm going to make this decision. I don't care, there may be pros and cons, and you may justify hurting or creating more suffering for these groups of people because these group of people aren't important. And who cares about these people? I'm going to do what's right for my tribe, or just for me, or just for these people that I think are more important. But when the heart is open, when you're conscious, you see that it brings apart, you see people as equal, you see people as souls, and it sort of prevents you. You don't want to create any harm for anyone. So it's very vital, I think, as a leader to have that open heart and lead with that spirit, that voice of the spiritual heart.
That's great, man, because it's all lining up, because you're talking about having the open heart. And remember, when I was preparing the deck, I was led to bringing it to the throat chakra, right? The lightning bolt of truth. And the reading talked about always telling the truth.
Right.
And historically, we think when we put the word leader with truth, I think a lot of us cringe and go, come on, like most leaders are lying. You're lying to yourself. Even the reading said you're lying to yourself if you're, I don't know exactly what it said. If you think all humans are telling the truth, I don't know what it said, but anyway, I don't want to foul it up. But the point is being impeccable with your word. Maybe one of the difficult, and look, we go from the heart to the throat, right? I mean, they're connected, and that means as a true leader, you're in alignment, because if you're not sharing that, and your impeccable word, people know, people can, your team knows, or they or it makes them feel in a way where they doubt or they recoil or they're not uniting around each other and or you and the mission, because something's off, something's not right. And that's because you may think you're protecting them or yourself or the organization or the mission or whatever by bending a truth, but ultimately you're hurting them, yourself, and the entire landscape of what you're trying to achieve together, because it's no longer authentic, right? It's
Right.
and when you're building anything on the foundation of inauthenticity, it's bound to crumble and be or be painful and hurt others. And again, that's like you said, coming from the heart. But lining it up with this and having the courage as the mountain lion to share all of that internally and then outwardly, and
Yeah.
and bringing people even closer together when it's difficult to share that truth, and like that's leading by example, I think, as well, for people to challenge themselves and hold that, I don't want to say expectation, but um that understanding for one another, I'm going to give you the truth. I want the same from you, and by giving that to each other, we can grow. We can truly see one another. We can truly connect and be intimate with one another. And this isn't just in company. This leadership doesn't mean working for a company. It means in the community, in your household, everywhere. And by sharing all of our truths and not withholding any, and at the potential, knowing that this truth is going to affect whomever you're sharing it with in some ways that may seem like it's detrimental to whatever you're trying to accomplish or whatever adhesion you're trying to achieve. It doesn't matter when you're leading from the heart, when you're leading from truth. You're coming from a place where none of that stuff matters except love.
Right.
And that ultimate unifying force, that ultimate, the purity of total authenticity, that's love. It's a gift. And maybe my gift temporarily affects you in a way where it hurts you, or maybe my truth is, Ray, I don't feel that right now you're the best person to do this job, right? Ouch, right?
Right.
But as being in a role of leadership, i'm I'm not saying, hey Ray, we're cutting back and we just can't afford you right now. Like, there's a big difference in that message, right? Because
Definitely.
now everybody else on the team knows that's bullshit, right? They know that we're not cutting back or anything like that, but they also know that, I'm just putting myself in this role right now for illustration purposes, but their person that's in this leadership role, Ray's been around forever. Like, wow, like he just came out and told him like he's not the best. Like, that must have been difficult. And like, what, why did he say that? But you know what? There's no question that it's truth,
Mhm.
because I'm telling you, like, you're just not the best person right now. I don't even know if we found that person, but we moving forward have to open up your position for someone else that that's going to help take us to the next level. And this is, I don't know, just off the top of my head, I'm
I think
riffing,
I
right?
think I think what it comes down to too is the more you speak the truth, people know it, you build respect. That's how you build respect, because people know, like, okay, John always tells the truth. He doesn't BS anybody. He doesn't try to manipulate situations. You don't have an agenda. You have no agenda. When you're telling the truth, there's no agenda.
So liberating.
There's no conspiracy behind anything he says. He's very transparent. And even though some things may not be what you like to hear, he maybe doesn't sugarcoat it, maybe like that, or he doesn't, but I respect that, because I respect somebody who's going to be honest with me and tell me straight out what it is. And I feel safe with somebody like that. So I think what you have is too is you feel safe with somebody who tells the truth like that, because there's no trickery, they're not trying to do something, manipulate something, or you know because what happens then is that you end up playing things out in your mind. When somebody plays games like that, those mind games, isn't always honest. It's like you start building those things in your mind, those kind of conspiracies, those thoughts. You're like, oh, what does he really want? I wonder what he's really trying to get at, or
Yeah.
this, and you don't trust that person. You don't feel safe around that person. You can't. I mean, probably the most unsafe person you could ever encounter is someone who isn't truthful,
Yeah.
who lies.
Yeah.
And the more authentic you are towards other people, then it's you got to start being truthful to yourself first.
Yeah.
If you're not truthful to yourself, if you're always BSing yourself and um
This is,
bulldozing things and
yeah,
your feelings.
this is what it said, man, that I was stumbling through earlier. How you can never make everyone happy unless you lie to yourself or others. This is human
Yeah.
nature. So like, as a leader, you have to be aware of this. Like, look, man, it's your job to keep the peace, but like the reality is, you can't build a fantasy land around you that's perpetually going to be sustainable 24/7 and everyone's going to be happy. Like, you can't, it's not genuine. It's not.
Yeah, I
And
bet I've had bosses like that I guess people would label them as soft, and they didn't have a backbone, and because they didn't want to make people unhappy, and they were afraid to
tell the truth.
tell people the truth. And so they would, like, somebody would complain and they'd listen to them, but then they wouldn't do it. They'd be like, they would act like they cared, but then
Yeah.
they would never do that, because they didn't want to, like, go against the other person. And it's like, well, I don't want to, like, they don't want to create waves. So it's like, and they kind of get into this, like, situation, this, like, kind of like this push pull tug of war, because this person's unhappy on this side and this person's unhappy. And it's like, okay, I can't make this person happy without making that other person unhappy. And it's almost like you just have to I think the answer is just to tell the truth and be honest when you're totally honest, and let it play out how it is. But
Right.
also, telling the truth doesn't always mean that you know you're a piece of shit and blah 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 blah.
Right, right, right. Tell the truth. Don't be a dick. Just,
Yeah, you
tell
have
the
to have
truth.
that's where the heart comes in. Is you're still
Yeah,
sensitive towards other people, and you're
yeah, yeah,
still
yeah,
kind. There's a kindness there, but you don't want to be abrasive or anything like that. Though
yeah,
you can't help how the other person takes it sometimes, though. But
yeah.
how sensitive that person is. But I mean,
You know,
you try to be kind and you speak the truth, and there's always a way to say, speak the truth without like totally offending somebody. You sometimes you got to let that be creative. It's like sort of like somebody says, "Hey, how does this dress look on me?" And it's maybe a hideous dress.
yeah.
Say like, "Yeah, you look like you look like the Kool-Aid guy." you
Right,
know,
right.
you don't be insultive. You just say like, "Well, you say something. You find a way. Like, yeah, you know what? I think I like the other black dress better." Or you know how to do what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. Because we could use your outfit, for instance. Like, let's say you walked into a place of employment like that, right? And
Mhm.
I'm like, I could be like, whoa, what, Ray? What kind of jacked up kind of freaking carnival do you think we're running here, dude? This isn't hippies are us, right? That's being a dick.
Right.
Maybe that's my truth and that's what I'm thinking. But if I take a minute and go, all right, Ray's a really cool guy. I mean, it is a cool sweatshirt, and I love his beads. Like, I would approach you, I'd be like, "Hey, Ray, dude, I've seen a few of your Bodhi Bros episodes, so I dig the beads, man. Um, as far as what you're wearing today, first and foremost, I want to know where you got it because I might want one, or maybe I buy one for someone else or something like that. And like, but like, just as far as what we're trying to achieve here, it might not be the best choice of attire for the
Right.
workplace, but like, dude, I mean, it's your style. You know how much I appreciate and encourage people to express themselves and stuff, but I think there's a time and place. It comes across a lot better than like,
Mhm.
dude, what do you think, we're running a freak show here, like
Right. And both
it,
things are true. You didn't
right.
both what you're saying is both is true. It just one is the heart, one is comes from a closed heart, one comes from an open heart.
Yeah, yeah. And so I like I like that part of the message, man, like the heart and speaking the truth. I also like the part that talked about that everyone has the ability to be a leader, and fostering that in people um is for me the sign of an incredible leader. And that there's, oh man, I wish, I'm not good at remembering the exact quotes, so I'll butcher it here, but it's something on like the greatest leaders hire the people that they feel are smarter than they are, and it's
Yeah.
the ones that hire the ones that feel like are inferior to them, or they don't have the education they do, that will never excel to the levels that the others will, because a true leader knows that they can and they want to learn from their team, and they want to build the next wave of leaders, and to help the you know they're he's
Yeah.
not you're not hiring people or bringing people into your team or your family or whatever to hurt you. You're bringing them in to nurture you, and thereby each other, by elevating what you already know, what you already have.
Mhm.
If you're I feel like it's like punching down type of thing, when you hire people, because you're like, okay, like I can control this person, or I can
Right.
dominate, because like they're
You're not
gonna
hiring
they're
like
gonna
a
hold me
minion.
up on a pedestal.
Yeah. You're not hiring like a minion, like someone you can control.
Right, right.
Just you're not looking for someone to prop you up and kind of like in an
No.
ego sense, like a someone like this, and like that could be like looked down on and be authoritative. You're trying to hire future leaders.
And people that are going to keep you sharp and like
Right.
challenge you and inspire you, because like, who else do you surround yourself by? Like, if I could hire, let's see, John Paxson or Michael Jordan, I'm gonna bring Michael Jordan on my team, because like, John Paxson was great. He's a good shooting guard, player off the bench or whatever. Sometimes he's still, but he's not Michael Jordan. Like, bring me Jordan. I want to learn from Jordan. I want everyone else around me too to be like, wow, we got Michael Jordan on our team, man. Like, whoo, man, like, wow, the boss did well, you know. And I've been asked this question on many interviews when I was interviewing like a madman in the past. It was like, what qualities do you you know, look for in a leader? And I always found myself answering in this fashion. This is just me personally, but I think it speaks to the message of Mountain Lion today. And that is end of a cat, because a cat's always surveying and stuff, and really they're very intuitive creatures, and very present, and very they attune, man. They attune to your energies and the energies around them. And I think a leader that's very committed to unconditional presence and attunement is paramount. And and to and to add to that, I would say that they know where to be, when to be there. And some, you know, because some of the, hey, well, do you like a leader that leads from the front or the back? And I'm like, I like a leader that leads from the front, the back, the side, underneath, on top, diagonally, wherever he, she, or they need and feel like will best serve the team. And
Yeah.
and sometimes the leader needs to be up front and needs to say, okay, guys, I got this, or I'm taking these bullets, and shield everybody, or time to get loud, time to show, you know, that thunder, and that forward moving action, and just like what you would call it, assertiveness. Sometimes the leader needs to step back and let those players like
Yeah.
lead the ship, you know. Or sometimes they need to you know, to, because they actually need, as a leader, you know, you need to rest, so you've
I
put
think
the
it's
work in.
you know, we could talk about this too is divine masculine, divine feminine,
Yes.
you know, balancing that, because like we think a lot of leaders, we think of more of the divine masculine aspects. I think we think someone who's very like take action and go and
Right.
be very aggressive. That's like
Right.
as long as we have that mindset, but you know, there's that balance. That's why I hate when people, you know, say, you know, you like a boss who's hands on, like you're saying, he was hands on or hands off.
Right.
A leader needs to be both. The leader
Yes.
and know when to be hands on and when to be hands off, when to bring in the divine masculine and be assertive, when to bring in that divine feminine and be passive and be like receiving and, you know, nurturing.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to nurture
Yes.
people and be there and be like kind of coach them up and be like, hey, listen, you know, I'm there for you, and that's what somebody needs. And everybody has different needs at different times and different moments, and you know, and sometimes someone you think is very assertive, you know, might be affected by something, and they need that nurturing. And but sometimes somebody needs
Yes.
a kick in the ass too, and also be like, hey, like, you know, like I think I said that in the reading too, like the Cubs, you know, sometimes they need to be kicked out. Like, hey, you need to step up, and you know, it's time to lead the cave, you know, lead the nest, and you need, you know, I think that's part of developing another the leader in them. And sometimes they need sometimes they need that little push, like, hey, you know, you
Yeah.
got this. You know, it's
Yeah.
so it's you got to have that discernment of when to act and when not to act, and bring out both of those energies. But
Yeah.
you have to have that good balance in that energy in yourself, and not just be, you know, any way. If it's off balance in one way or another, it's going to create some sort of conflict. You're not going to be that leader who stands up for his people, or you may not be that leader who, you know, really listens to what the needs of your people either.
And that's where I feel like that middle part comes in. You have the divine masculine, the divine feminine. So, you know, receiving, assertive, but there's also that middle ground where I feel like the best leaders often find themselves ingrained within their team and listening, and
Mhm.
just like really, really, really like, you know, they're not in and I guess that would lean more toward the feminine energy, but it's somewhere in between, you know, not like just the, somewhere like in a like that coaching groove
Mhm.
is like, because you're not just listening, you're also offering as well. And so a nice harmony between the two energies. And that's few and far between, man. I remember being part of small organizations, large organizations, just begging for my leadership team to be more present, like come be with the people, like stop sitting in your ivory tower, stop being not accessible. I think the mark of a really great leader is that, you know, their team will tell you, oh wow, Ray is so accessible, he's so accessible. That's a treasure. If you have that in your current place of employment or a community circle or something, you have someone that's accessible and you feel they're genuinely present and there for you and listening and are very passionate, concerned, and connected to your wants and needs, you've got gold, my friends. You've got gold.
Mm-hmm.
Treasure that person or those people, because that's just beautiful. And again, just echoing the sentiments of everyone can be a leader. I've said this in past podcasts. We are all born as artists, and we just tend to like lose our way, or we get traumatized into feeling maybe we're not artists or we need to do other things. Same with leaders. We're all born as leaders, and some people are like, "Well, I don't know. Some people are quiet, and that doesn't. You could be quiet and be the greatest leader on the planet." Or we are all born as leaders. We all, as Ray said earlier, there's a time and a place for everyone to shine and contribute in ways that they can take that lead role and pull the team and have others flock behind them. And I really feel that the greatest leaders, or if you're looking to enhance those qualities of leadership within you, I would challenge you to take anyone and everyone around you and help them shine and help them find ways to feel empowered and not just want or aspire to lead, but just naturally fall into that role. That's a gorgeous thing to watch happen. Not pushing someone like, "Hey, you're a leader. We were all born leaders. Go, 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 go. It's your turn," because that doesn't work. But finding that groove that you can help usher someone into that just slips and slides right into, and all of a sudden they're out there and they don't even know they're doing it, and they turn around and everyone's like,
yeah, someone just may need that motivation,
right?
they
That trust.
They may need someone, to trust, or someone that they trust to show that they believe in them, because maybe they didn't really have, maybe they have that doubt. Maybe they have some sort of, that's why people say, everyone's a leader, but some people may have that trauma where maybe they didn't feel significant or they didn't feel heard growing up. And that's kind of a hard role for somebody to even imagine that they could be a leader. It's like, I can't be a leader. I'm always stepped on. I'm the small guy and everything like that. But I think sometimes those people could be the best leaders, because once they do the healing, because now they have the understanding of how they could associate more with people following them, because they were in a place where they didn't have that confidence growing up. So I think maybe a healer may actually be the best leader, someone who's really dealt with that stuff in them. But when we're going through that, we're always thinking, oh, the extrovert people growing up are the best leaders, and those people who are great at talking and stuff like that. And a lot of times on the surface level, they may seem like the best leaders, but I think a lot of times the best leaders are someone who's really just did inner work and understands their own vulnerabilities. Because when you're in touch and you have that connection with your own vulnerabilities, you can understand other people's vulnerabilities, and you can kind of relate to that, and what it took for you to heal that, so you can heal that and bring that person up to the that next level where they need to be, and bring them out to their best version of themselves, and show them that way.
I like it a lot. I do. Your phone's going zzz, 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 zzz. It's they're hums of affirmation. Or as my grandmother used to say, when the phone used to ring that was connected to the wall and had a long cord attached to it, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
That was a sign from the universe, the synchronicity of timing. So I don't know, man. I mean, I think we covered it pretty well.
I think so too, man. That was a really good topic.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we never really touched on, was leadership.
Yeah. And I would challenge everyone to find out where you could plug in as a leader, and or challenge your current peoples or persons that are in positions of leadership in very heartfelt ways. Don't be a jerk. Share your truth, and maybe in turn that will inspire them to share theirs, and you'll all benefit in one way or another from it. yes, things may crumble around from time to time when you share those hard to share truths, but ultimately you're being born into something much more beautiful that you can build maybe with another team or with other people or within first and foremost yourself. Little housekeeping here. We are, folks, we are on TikTok. We are on all the major and some of the minor listening platforms like Spotify, Anchor, and all that stuff. Which, by the way, Ray, I didn't tell you this before we started, but an Anchor now, I applied and we were approved to be one of the first podcasts to be offered as video now. So on Spotify, you can now, I guess the viewers can now choose whether they want to listen or watch or both. And that wasn't a thing before. I don't know what that's going to mean, because if, I mean, people could always just go to YouTube and watch and listen, but maybe it's less of a data drain when they're in their cars and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what could be there might be some type of power there. There's something that's beneficial. So I was just elated that we met the qualifications and we were approved. So the Bodhi Bros can be seen and heard on those platforms now. TikTok, check us out at the Bodhi Bros. We have a link tree which has all of our links. If you just want to go to linktree.com and pull up the Bodhi Bros. PayPal at the Bodhi Bros now. It's official. It's not just my name now. It's at the Bodhi Bros. Venmo, all that stuff's in the link down below. If you'd like to make a donation to keep the Bodhi Bros boat afloat, it'd be much appreciated. We always, if this episode or any of the episodes have touched you in a way that has colored your life more abundant or peaceful or prosperous or whatever, or you just have some extra cash laying around and you want to help out two guys that are trying to help heal the world and themselves one episode at a time.
More money equals more decks too. Some decks.
I want more decks. I want so many decks. Yeah. I know every time you say that, you hold it inside, but it's okay. It's okay. You hold it inside, man. And I watched one of the last episodes where I was like, we were going to use my deck, but then I was like, maybe we use Ray's deck. I don't want to use, I wasn't feeling my deck. And I just saw your face just like busting. And I'm like, so just laugh, let it out, Ray, let it out.
My inner child.
That's fine. And it's my inner child too. Loving as many decks as we can accumulate. We love decks. And until we meet again, I'm forever John with the J.
Phoenix Ray.
We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us. I hope you've had as much fun as we have. We love doing this. What'd you say?
The mountain lion.
Mountain lion. Everyone get your mountain lion on. Get these off. All right, on that note, we're out.
We out.
All right.